Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. And as usual, I have a question. Today the question is, whose story are you telling? When you're saying something about yourself, what you're going to do, what you're doing, who you are, where you're wanting to put your energy, where you're not, your yeses, your nos, your maybes, your vocabulary words, how you relate to people at work, around the kitchen table, and everywhere in between. Every once in a while, just kind of stop, listen to yourself, and as always, listening is to learn. And it really is important that we learn about ourselves. Amazing what you can find. Some things you like to not know, other things are really helpful. So do take the time just in your own privacy and check. Check the words that you're using, the vocabulary. Check your actions. Check what you are hoping, what you believe, and what you know to be true factually right now. Check at your internal roadmap, your trajectory, your GPS. What direction are you going, and how are you going there? Who are you taking along? And what are your conversations? Those are just a few of the things that you can just pick one. And actually, if you just pause at a given moment, now, well, listen to the video. When this is over, just exhale and just say, whose story am I living? I have a gentleman and his wife texted him and said, you're never around. We're not happy. I think we should get a divorce. Well, as we know, that word should is a flag to pay attention to. And he called her on the phone and he said, what are we talking about? We just had a lovely weekend. The kids and I and you went sailing. I am really confused. This is not making sense and I'm going crazy trying to figure it out. And she did pause. And she realized, a little embarrassed. We all are. Raise my hand, raise both of them. Always we can be embarrassed about something that we've said, and we have the opportunity to check, whose story am I telling? Well, it happened to be that she was in a group of women that she didn't know real well. They were just having coffee, and she had been invited by another friend. And in the midst of two of them, they got together, the two women, and decided their husbands were not around very much for different reasons. And they had said, I'm thinking about divorce. The other person said they were thinking about. She caught herself in a rabbit hole and she thought, well, my husband's not around very much either. Maybe, and then she just followed that thread into her imagination, into their story, and thought, well, maybe he's gone because he's not happy with me anymore. Well, wonder if I'm happy with him. And he is gone a lot. And she had this conversation in her head with herself based on two other people's story. Now that may seem very silly to you and say, oh, Amna, that would never happen to me. I've got better sense. I know what I'm saying. I'm not going to get sidetracked and distracted by somebody else's story. And yet, if you will take that moment and you will exhale and you will pay attention, I'm guessing that you will find some little area in your life where you are operating on somebody else's story, somebody else's opinion, somebody else's vocabulary, somebody else's something. And it just kind of seeped in like rain into the soil, only this kind of an acid rain. Notice if everything you're saying is in alignment with your values, what you believe, what you hope, what you know to be true, great. If it's not, do check inside yourself. One simple question: whose story is it? You'll know, and the more that you practice this, the quicker you will be to find it. Because we, at least I'm hoping you do too, want you to live your story. Because you have your life and those around you. And that's the story that you want to live. That's the story that you maybe want to change a little bit. Maybe you want to add to it. Nonetheless, it is your story. Because if it's somebody else's story, we're going to go in the rabbit hole. We're going to go down into the water and drown. And if we're ever going to get what we hope and we want, we have to do it with our story. All right, check the story. Check if it's yours. And that story, I'm hoping, will be one that includes keeping you safe and everyone around you as safe as possible. Thanks for adding this video to your story. Hope it helped. Come back tomorrow. I will be here. And as always, meanwhile, bye for now.